Hello everyone, this is Devang. Welcome to episode 75, Single Undead Gunslinger. This is Joseph is venturing down into the mines to find and face an undead gunslinger. This is mission number 2 in the Undead Outlaw adventure pack. I do also want to apologize for this being late. I was ill the last few days and not feeling up to doing much of anything productive. So I apologize for that. I am obviously getting this out now, and I do expect for the town episode, the next episode, to be on time, either Thursday or Friday this week. So you'll get both this week. So anyway, let's get right to the board and enjoy. Thanks. Alright, and here we are. Undead Outlaws mission number 2, Revenge of the Dead. Set up, we start at the mine entrance as normal. And then, as a group, the heroes can choose any 2 exploration tokens to remove from the stack. So I have chosen the 1 ambush attack and 1 regular attack with only 1 exit. Obviously, I debated about doing that nasty Growing Dread card, but it does have a clue icon. And I'll mention here, so the important part is, the goal is the heroes must journey into the mines and find 3 clue icons, which leads them to the Undead Gunslinger. Only by defeating him can the curse be broken. So, if I pulled out, the icon, one with an icon, then obviously that makes it more difficult to get the 3. It'll make it slower. So I decided to go with 2 attacks. Attacks will slow you down as you try to fight them. And of course, the ambush attack is being kind of nasty. It means Joseph has a chance to not shoot them before they get into combat with him and things like that. So I took those two tokens out. Neither one is a clue, so that should increase his odds of getting a clue icon, getting the 3, and getting to the Undead Gunslinger. Special rules: the Curse of Revenge. Start of the adventure, place a number of wound markers equal to the number of heroes in the posse on every blood spatter space on the depth track. You can kind of see it over here. So I've done, so I put 1 wound on each of those. Basically, when the hero posse marker moves on top of one of those spaces, those wounds get divided up amongst the heroes. And you can't use armor, can't use defense to prevent those wounds as the curse takes effect. In addition, every time an enemy model is killed, we get an additional wound marker on the next blood spatter space, and 3 more wound markers if the enemy is large size or larger. Okay. However, the wound markers basically can't knock you out. Okay, can't be assigned more wounds than you have remaining health. So the curse won't ever actually knock you out, but it'll take you down to essentially 1 wound. And otherwise, blood spatter and growing dread spaces work the same. For when the darkness moves, it's simply when the hero posse marker moves over one of those wounds. It only works during the course of the mission, can't be cured in any way. The mission rule curse. Objective is when the 3rd clue icon is discovered, the heroes have tracked down the Undead Gunslinger and have him cornered. Ignore any attacks or encounters listed on the final exploration token. Also ignore doors. It's your usual final, room setup. There's no exits, etc. You reveal growing dreads, and then the heroes face 1 random epic threat selected only from those that include the Undead Gunslinger. Now, there are no high-level threats that include the Undead Gunslinger. There are Gunslinger challenges, which is kind of like a one-off, just quick shootout thing. Those don't count. It even mentions in here the Gunslinger challenge has no special effect. You still have to find him as an epic threat. So Joseph will be facing an epic threat. So I think what I'm going to do, so there are three epic cards here. These 2 are the same, so it's Undead Gunslinger and a Peril Dice of Undead Outlaws. or Undead Gunslinger and D3+1 infamous Undead Outlaws. But since Joseph's by himself, what I'm going to do, just to kind of sort of meet halfway, I'm gonna just say this is the card I'm getting, the D3+1, and they're not going to be infamous, so they're not going to have a gang. So it's just the Gunslinger and D3+1 Undead Outlaws. So it's not a peril dice, okay, which is going to be your 3 to 6. Although on the low, or on the high end, just it could be facing 4, but they're also not infamous. I think that might be okay. We'll see. The Gunslingers were pretty tough, as I recall, because they if they have the assault ability. But Joseph did survive a bit, so that's what I'm going to do. So D3+1, non-infamous with the Undead Gunslinger. And the objective, obviously, is to kill the Undead Gunslinger and all remaining enemies. For reward, he gets 50 experience and a D6 times $50. Failure, D3 health permanently lost, as part of their soul is consumed by the Undead Gunslinger and his thirst for revenge. So that is, that is the rules for this mission. It's pretty simple. So let us begin here by holding back the darkness. An 11 will hold back the darkness. Auspicious start. Joseph gets to roll the move. 6 and a 1. You know what? Let's go ahead. We'll start with a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Let's go ahead and move. Since the 6 is enough to get him there, let's go ahead and let's just look through, see what we get. And we get the Devil's Pit. I think let's try to get through this as quickly as possible, so I don't run into too many issues. And if I hadn't gotten 6 all the way up there, I might have taken the 1. There we go. Shuffle these up. Exploration token. It's an encounter, not a clue, and there's only one exit. So the exit is in direction 5. So the exit is to the right. Alright, and we have an encounter, which is, look out, he's attacked, draw a threat card. Well then, his threat is a peril dice of Scourge Rats. 4 Scourge Rats. Alright, now we haven't run into too many of these Scourge Rats, so it's going to be a bit interesting. Okay, and their abilities, their elite abilities, are a 1, 4, and a 5. So their normal abilities are Swarm. They can move through other models, and they get +1 combat for each adjacent Scourge Rat. And adjacent heroes cannot use Grit. Okay, so that's all on it. That's annoying. They're normally a move 14, initiative 9, so they're going to go first. They're going to swarm around him. 3+ melee, only 1 die though, doing 3 damage. 2 defense, 5 health, so not super huge. First elite ability, their to hit is now 2+, because they can lunge. So that's nasty. A 4, Razor Teeth, roll to hit rolls of 6, ignore defense. And a 5, they are +1 combat. Okay, so nasty. Joseph's face worse, but it's not a great. It's not a great start to this. So we need to hold back the darkness for this turn. A 5 will fail. It pushes the darkness up by 1. And now the rats go. Now they have a move of 14, so they are just going to pile in. Initiative 9. Just pile in here. on poor Joseph. So, they are now 2 dice each, hitting on 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8 dice, hitting on 2s. 6s ignore his defense. Okay, so 1 miss. Okay, Joseph gets to roll his defense against the 6. Alright, yep, rolls a 6. Joseph blocks 2. They do 3 damage each. Joseph cannot use grit because he's adjacent to them. So that doesn't help. So they are 3 dice each. So add some dice for armor. Oops. There we go. So these are all his armor saves. Luckily, he has the tribal armor, which will give him the reroll despite not being able to use grit. So his armor blocks a fair amount. And blocks a couple more. So 3, 6, 7 wounds. Joseph takes 7 wounds. Alright. Now it is Joseph's turn. Well, there's no horror or anything. Oh, you know what? I completely kind of screwed that up though. Well, not completely, but they get +1 combat for each other adjacent Scourge rat. So I have to roll again. So he gets 1 additional die because he's adjacent to 1, and that's a hit. He gets 2 additional dice because he's 3 additional dice. Okay, so there's a miss, there's a hit, and a critical. He gets 2 adjacent, so 2 additional. It's 2 more hits. And he gets 2. Okay, so 2 more hits. So I get defense against all these. Ooh. Well, that was nice. Alright, and then each of these is worth 3. For his armor. Okay. Which blocks 3, and then he gets the tribal armor reroll for these as well, which blocks 1 more. All right, so that's another 5 wounds. So that's actually pretty nasty. I mean, 4 guys doing 12 points of damage, not being able to grit, really kind of sucks. All right, it is Joseph's turn though. And this should hopefully clear these guys out. But again, he cannot grit to do any of these, reroll any of this. Which is unfortunate because that's pretty bad. However, Joseph does get skill, bandolier. Okay. Well, that's it. He gets one extra hit there. So only 5 hits. Pretty bad. Let's see what we get. They are defensive 2. Joseph is a 2 damage, so it's even up. So 5 or better will kill 1. So let's shoot one that's like in the middle here. They're going to get the most extra dice. So let's shoot him. 5 or better will kill him. 5 kills him. Boom. Let's heal a wound. Joseph needs that greatly. Okay. Then we'll hit this fellow, 5 or better. Nope, that does 3. Alright, we will shoot him. Okay, and that does 4. Okay. Joseph only has 2 dice left, so we'll hit him. 4 is enough to kill him. Let's Joseph heal another wound. And then we're going to hit him. Can't get any lower than a 1. You know, I probably should have used his Void Assemblies to ensure that 2 of the hits automatically killed, and then I might have had an extra 1 to finish off that last guy, but I didn't think about it till just now, so, well, that doesn't help. You know, Joseph didn't roll the move, did he? Ooh, so we'll get a grit. Can't use it against these guys, but an extra grit is good. Next turn, hold back the darkness. An 11 will indeed hold back the darkness. Oh, and I should say the hero posse marker has moved down 1. Alright, the rat gets to go. He has only 2 dice this time. 1 ignores defense, so Joseph gets 1 defense roll. Blocks it. So, 3 damage against his armor. Doesn't block any. Reroll for tribal armor. Blocks 2, so he takes 1 wound. So that's not too horrible. And Joseph's turn. So roll the move. Now Joseph will probably try to move. Okay, so he's got a 6. Their escape is a 3+, so Joseph will try to escape. He fails. He's got his bandana. Lets him reroll, so that's a success. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Now let's go ahead and shoot. Guess theoretically it might have been able to think Joseph had room. He could have tried to escape last turn. Yeah, I think there was a space. He might have been able to get through and get away, and then he could have used his grit. But that's fine. He's doing alright. I don't think I'm going to use any grit to reroll these. I think that should be plenty. He does get 3 rerolls as it is. 1 on each pistol for skill, and 1 for the bandolier. A hit, and then the 6 gets him 1 extra die. Since they do a minimum of 1 each, and I can always use the Void Assemblies, that will kill this last rat. Heals Joseph for 1 more. Kaboom. Oops. And, alright, so Joseph gets to catch his breath for 2, so he's going to heal 2 more, which is good. Puts him down to 8 wounds left. And then we get a loot card. So, loot is a gear card. Excellent. Now Joseph can carry 1 item with weight, I believe. So let's see what we get. We get 2 bandage tokens, which he cannot carry unless I could use an herbs right now, and then swap. Sure, you know, he's kind of hurt. He's got 7 or more, so let's go ahead. Let's use an herbs. Heals 8, so that fully heals him up. Uses 1 herbs, and then he gets 1 bandage. You know, not the greatest, but rather than just having the bandages go to waste completely, that's what he gets. So let us continue. Top of the round, hold back the darkness. 9 is good. Joseph rolls to move. 6 and a 5. He only needs a 1, unfortunately. Boom, he's there. And then let us see what he gets. He gets an underground lake. Alright. That's this. No place to go. It goes like that. Alright, and a new token. Right here, which is, he's attacked, but he does have his first his first clue. And there's one exit there, so Joseph is attacked by his best buddies in the whole world, a paradise of tentacles, which are 4. There are 4 tentacles here. So the awesome thing, some regards, about this setup is that tentacles are actually, they move not too bad, they move 6, but this is a long, long room. Which does mean that it's possible, and the tentacles go slow at initiative 3. So it does mean Joseph can get the first shots off. Of course, unfortunately, there's that bend, so he can't shoot all of them. But we need to see what their 3 abilities are, which is a 2, 5, and 6. So 2, erupt. Tentacles can move through other models and change targets. That's not a big deal for Joseph here. Drag, any hero wounded by a tentacle is moved to a random empty space adjacent. That's going to be problematic for me to remember. You know, these kind of weird, quirky, unusual abilities like that don't just add things. But I will try to remember. And 6, Void Hydra. Oh yes, anytime a tentacle's killed, roll a d8, and sometimes they may pop up. Okay, well that one sucks. You know that, and again, that's one that that's a little more hit or miss on whether or not I remember that. But let's hold back the darkness. Let's move the hero posse marker down one more. 6, 7 is good enough to hold back the darkness. Thank goodness. All right, now Joseph gets to move. A 2 and a 6. Now his range of his pistols now is 9, and they move 6. Now he can only see 1 tentacle right now, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So he will hit me. If I move closer, they're all going to hit me. So that is a good question. Do I back up 1? You know what? I think that's going to be his best bet. I could either try to kill them all this turn, or I can wait and do it next turn. When they kind of do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back. And that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that 1 tentacle won't reach me. None of those tentacles will reach me. Let's go ahead and take the shots. And then next turn, so I should be able to kill 1, and then next turn I can kill all 3, and they won't be able to get to me. So, shooting, oh, look at that, lots of 6s. And there's a hit, and then skill, bandolier. Oops, I'm going to try to make this easier for you guys to see. Alright, so that's another 6. Both those miss. Alright, so, but lots of hits, because I had 3 6s with the blue, 1 more 6 with the red. All this goes on the 1 tentacle. Now, the tentacle has a defense of 3. Joseph is a +2, so it's -1 on each die, needing 5 health. So unless I roll a whole handful of 1s, which I didn't, and that is enough to kill him. Oh, you know what? And I did forget. Each model I kill puts a wound marker. So I killed 4, and then I killed 1 more is 5. So I've killed 5, so that goes on this next blood spatter spot. So he's going to take a bunch of wounds when he enters the next room. But that is enough to kill that 1, which lets Joseph heal 1, but he's not hurt at all. Okay, so now in initiative 3, the tentacles get to go. They get to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's hold back the darkness. A 6 will fail. So, that gets us to our first darkness card, which is Demonic Speed. Demon enemies are +1 initiative and +2 move. Okay. to remember that. And then Joseph gets to go. So let's roll for movement. Alright, so let's take the 5. Joseph's going to try to go past them. Because obviously we want to get over there as much as we can. So they are an escape of 4+. Oh, and I needed to roll for the Hydra. Ooh, I forgot about that. A 2. Crap. Okay. So, what that means is we would have had something like that. Because a 1 or 2 plus a new tentacle back in that space and a second new one, an empty, random empty space adjacent to it. I guess actually I should roll to see where it would go. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because actually, well, I mean, it was back here, but basically if it was in 6, 7, or 8, it would actually be adjacent. And it is. So it's actually adjacent to Joseph. And actually would have gotten to attack. So, because when it spawned closer. It actually spawned like here, I think. Oh, actually, let me double. Actually, let me look at that. It says we had 4. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, he only had six options. So let's do that instead. So if it's 5 or 6, no. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would have spawned here. So instead, it's there. Okay. So that's good. So Joseph has a movement of 5. So now, well, he's not going to outrun it. I'm not going to run back this way towards the entrance and try to kite them. I mean, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I can do that one. I can do that for 1 turn. So Joseph will go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to back himself up there. That way, only these front 2, he'll get a short reprieve. So Joseph gets to shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, you can see the front. You can see them all. Pretty bad. I think I will use one of his. He's got 3 grit. I'll go ahead and use them to re-roll these. Okay. So skill re-roll hits. All right, and then extra, 2 extra dice, 1 for each of those 6s. Now let's roll. Let's roll for some damage. So they're defense of 3. Joseph is 2. 2, so it's -1 each die. So I need a 6 to kill. So that one bounces, does nothing. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add a Void Assembly to that one. No, you know what? Let's not. Well, that does soak up the damage, and this is so 5 or better would kill it. Or do I save it in case I fall like one short? Let's save it. All right, let's hit that same one again. Another 1. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Okay, again, there's a 6. So that will kill him. Change that around. So Joseph now needs to roll for the Hydra. Does not. Okay. So that will heal him. Oh, he's not wounded. Okay. Shoot him. Okay, so that's 2 wounds. I'll use a void assembly on him. Okay, so I need a 5. So 3 or better. 4, that will kill him. I use one of the void assemblies. That was the red die. So this is the red. That was the red gun has used. Then fire at the next one. Okay, so that does 2 wounds. We'll hit him again. Does nothing. Does nothing. Kills him. Okay. 2 left. So we'll shoot him. Oh. Hydra. I think that was 2 that I did not roll Hydras for. Is that right? So he is dead. He is dead. He is dead. Okay. So I had 1 die left. 3 does 2 wounds. Trying to remember that Hydra. Alright, sorry about that. Then they get to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't attack. So, holding back the darkness. 7 is good. Joseph rolls to move. It's a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, there are 4 plus escape. Joseph's going to try to run by him. So we go 1, 2. Let's try to escape. It does. 3, 4, 5, 6. And turn around and shoot it. Not going to use a grit, obviously, but he will re-roll. Nice. I think that's going to be plenty, so I get 2 extra red dice, 2 extra blue dice. Alright, so -1 on each die. Again, unless I roll a fistful of 1s, which he doesn't. I will kill him. Now we need to see if the Hydra shows up again. Does not. So, but that was 5 more enemies killed. So that's another 5 wounds that Joseph's going to take from the curse when he gets into the next room. But Joseph gets to heal. He's not healed. There's nothing to heal. So, loot card. Joseph gets 1 shard of dark stone. That's always lovely at this time of year. And what do we have left? We need to then hold back the darkness because it's going to be the start of a new turn. So, holding back the darkness. A 6 will fail. Puts us up to 3 on the darkness track. Just pulls to move. Ooh, gets a 6 again. Booking right along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's move this back here. Time to hold back the darkness once more. Double 3s. Double 3s. Well, it doesn't move the darkness crack. Creepy darkness. Shouldn't have said something. Move the darkness 2 steps forward. So 1, 2. That gets us another darkness card, which will be Dark Omen. The darkness immediately moves 1 step forward, and the heroes gain 20 experience and recover a grit. So that gets us a Growing Dread card, unfortunately. And gets us a grit. Growing Dread is Powerful Dread. Each hero must make a single willpower save for each failed save. Move the darkness 2 steps forward. Joseph's going to use his grit to cancel that. Blah. All right. Whole lot of crap. All right, Joseph, rolling to move. 3 is just enough. 1, 2, 3. Let us look through. And what kind of room do we have? We have the track stop. Alright, coming from there. Okay, and we got an exploration token. If I can get it out of the cup. Which says there's 1 exit and 2 encounters, and there's not a clue icon. So, okay, so the exit is to the right, so straight ahead does not have anything, and then 2 encounters. So what do we got here? We've got a lucky find, luck 6+, and here the test can draw a loot card. If no hero passes, your luck is around, ambush. Alright, that's not bad. Joseph's got a 5 luck. I just need a single 6. He's got a couple gold to reroll. Doesn't need it. Alright, so he can get a loot card, which gets him $50. And then the second encounter is a gateway to another world. The room has 1 extra door that is a gate. Then roll a d6. Okay, so nothing comes through. Anyway, this is not... Oops. Cards out of the way here. So... this is a gate, not a... Now, it's tempting to go through the gate simply because Joseph gets, you know, an extra damage. But then again, you also have to deal with the other world. Going through Cinder and, you know, would be a pain. Alright, but those are the 2 encounters. So, hold back the darkness. An 11 is good. Oh, and that was another room explorer. So Joseph takes all these wounds. So, boom, he is suddenly wounded for 11. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll to move. Of course, he would get a 1 and a 2, so I guess I'll take the 1. Let's get a grit back. And hold back the darkness. The 4 will fail. Boom. Joseph rolls to move. A 4. 4 is enough to get us there. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we get. We have a reinforced room. Alright, still only 1 of the 3, and we get 1 exit and an encounter. Just for ease, I'm just going to say this, the exit straight ahead. The encounter is the Voice of Corruption, Spirit 5+. If passed, heal D6 sanity. If failed, particularly D6 corruption hits or D6 wounds ignoring defense. To an adjacent hero. Joseph has there is no adjacent hero. So, Joseph can roll, but, oh hey, and he even passed. But there's nobody adjacent for him to whisper to or mess with. Okay, so hold back the darkness. Double 4s, falling rubble. So he's going to take a d6 hits. So of course he takes 6. So 6 defense. Blocks 3. 3 armor. Blocks 1. Tribal armor reroll. Blocks both, so he takes nothing from that rubble. Alright, and then Joseph gets to move. Double sixes. Wow. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough to get him anywhere. So we need to hold back the darkness again. A 6 will fail. That's getting up there. Darkness card. Power of the Void. Void enemies are +1 combat. Okay. Just rolls to move. Okay. Moves there. Looks through. Finds a standard mining room. Alright, there we go. Get another token. Finally another clue icon. 1 exit and there's a gate. So, that is to the left. It's unfortunate. Looks like Joseph's definitely going through a gate. Doesn't have much of a choice. So the gate is over here. That is his second of 3. He gets an encounter. Which is a flash flood from the Badlands, you can see. Select a doorway in this map tile, accepting an entrance. The flood's coming through the gate. Make a strength 5+ test. It's kind of awkward, so if failed, move d6 spaces away, and then roll for each side bag token and ammo you have. So, alright, strength. Joseph only has 2 strength though. Strength 5+. Well, he succeeds, so that's good. And then a luck 6+. He says luck is 5. For each 6+, you can get a loot card. Alright, so he gets 1 loot card. Interesting. That's an interesting one. Obviously, something else has been swept out there, and we get 250 gold. Some gold bars came through with the water. Okay. Holding back the darkness. That is a double 4, so another mine, rubble collapse. Another 6. So Joseph again gets defense. Blocks 3. Armor. Blocks 3. Look at that. Alright, so it's almost like there's a trap there, but Joseph has avoided it so far. Alright, so Joseph rolls to move. 1 or 2. I guess I'll take the 1. Get up to my maximum grid of 4. It's not looking good, but let's hold back the darkness again. Double 5s. Terrifying Shriek. Take a d6 horror hits. Takes 5 horror hits. Okay. And he blocks 3 of them, so he takes 2 points of sanity damage. Okay. And just rolls to move. So 5 and a 4. So we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let us peek. The world is Targa. Alright. And the ruined lift. Okay. There we go. That is what Joseph sees. We'll have to see. We have 2 of our 3, so we'll have to see if the Undead Gunslinger is hanging out there. That will be next turn, so hold back the darkness. And that pushes the track down one more. Boom. So we're actually at 8+. And Joseph takes one more wound because he hit the 10 spot on that. A 7. We cross the line, so that's not quite enough. So that puts us up there. Joseph gets to move. A 4 or a 2. I think Joseph's just going to step in. That's all he wants to do. So let's see what we get. Alright, so it is the last room. And Joseph's going to have to fight the Undead Gunslinger and his minions here. It could be a worse room. I won't completely take this apart because Joseph might want to consider stepping backwards, but probably not. You know Joseph. Besides recovering grid out of 1 or 2 is going to be a useful thing. Alright, so we said it was a D3 plus 1, Outlaws plus the Gunslinger. So we get 2 plus 1, so 3. So 3 and the Gunslinger. So the Gunslinger gets placed first. Okay. That is what that looks like. Alright. So we have Brutal Undead Outlaws and Undead Gunslinger. So the Outlaws have extra abilities of, if I can roll something that isn't a duplicate, a 1, 4, and a 5. So, 1 Diablo bullets. Each a hero takes from an undead outlaw range attack automatically does 1 wound to the hero before defense rolls are made. Okay, a 4. They are +4 wounds, +4 health, and they heal 1 per turn. And a 5. They have +2 shots. Now they're not assault, so they're shootout. But they are also, they get 2 additional shots. So that's going to suck. And then the Undead Gunslinger. This could be really bad. I've never faced him before. You know, and of course the last time was the only time I've faced the Undead Outlaw. So this is an epic threat. So we'll have to see how Joseph goes. But he does have a little bit of healing stuff and you know, his eye patch and everything, and 2 revives. So anyway, 1, 5, and 6 with alright, so the Undead Gunslinger has a Terror 2, a Deadman 6 shooter, which is a range of 8, 3 shots, 3 damage each, and range to hit rolls of 6, draw a Deadman shot card instead of normal damage. Fastest dead in the west after selecting a target and moving, plus a paralyzed shootout marker split between targets. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's just going... oh, actually, this still might affect Joseph here. So, fastest dead in the west says, after selecting a target and moving, press a paralyzed shootout marker split between targets within range and line of sight. Each shootout marker is a ranged attack with a dead man's 6 shooter. So he actually... okay, so he's going to shoot. That's the number of shots he gets with his 6 demons. Rather than 3 shots? Oh, because it's an assault. It's like an assault attack. So he gets extra attacks, basically. I don't know why he has a combat dice, but... Alright, so basically he gets 2 shots. He gets his... or 2 ranged attacks. He's got the fastest dead in the west, which is like an assault ability. After he moves, he gets to shoot a peril dice worth of extra shots. And then he gets his 3 shots on for his normal ranged attack. Okay, Endurance 3, so can I take more than 3 wounds from a single hit, and Regeneration 2. Alright, so his 3 special abilities are
Cold Stare. The hero is selected as the initial target for the Undead Gunslinger shootout. Each turn takes a peril dice of horror hits. So lots more horror hits. That's going to suck for Joseph. 5 and a 6. Can't be upgraded extra times. So 5 and a 6. 5 and 6 are the same one, plus 2 shots for his 6 shooter. So it's plus 4 shots. So he's getting 7 shots from that dead man 6 shooter. Blah. Alright. Now the Undead Gunslinger has a range of 2+, move of 6, 4 defense, 18 health plus 3 per hero. So he's only got 21 health. But he's rolling 7 shots. So that's going to be the question, I think, especially since the Undead Outlaws are 13 health. It's probably going to be better each to try to get rid of the Undead Gunslinger because he's slinging so many extra shots. Although, admittedly, he's getting 8 shots from each Undead Outlaw. But, I don't know. we will have to see. Joseph goes after the Undead Gunslinger, but he does go before the Undead Outlaws, who are only initiative 3. But that is a whole lot of talking. So, let us hold back the darkness, see what happens. 9 is good. Alright. So we start with the Undead Gunslinger. So the Undead Gunslinger initiative 10. So he's going to go first. So he has the shootout ability. In fact, all of them have the shootout ability. So none of them are going to be charging forward, which is a good thing. So we check to see if they're adjacent to a hero, which they're not. Then they'll try to flee, potentially, or they'll make a melee attack instead of shooting. So that is one option. Joseph could charge the Undead Gunslinger to try to prevent him from using his 6 shooter. It's a 50-50 chance. 4+ free move. Otherwise, he makes a melee attack. Now, then again, his melee is 6 dice doing 6 damage. So that's going to be pretty nasty in and of itself. So maybe he doesn't want to make that option. We have the and then otherwise, yeah, he's just gonna attempt to shoot out. Attempt to shoot him. So let us see what he does. So he doesn't move, and because he doesn't need to, his range is 8, 1, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is plenty. So he will go ahead and do his fastest dead in the west, which is going to be a peril dice worth of shots. So 3. So he gets 3 shots from his fastest dead in the west, hitting on 2s. With 6s, both of which are going to be for their normal, instead of their normal damage. Okay, so that's just what we'll have to worry about. Alright, so defense. Joseph doesn't block either one. And although I have 4 grit, there's so many other things to do. He's even got his main gun. So let's take the 2 dead man shot hits. So the first one is rapid fire. Instead of doing a normal damage, the hero immediately takes d6 hits with damage equal to the hero level of the target. So 8. So d6 hits that are 8 points. Really? Wow, okay, well, so he only takes 8. Thank goodness, because that could have been really messy number of wounds. Although it says hits. I suppose it doesn't really say. Because it says instead of normal damage, but I think, because it says d6 hits, so I think Joseph actually gets a separate. Well, it was only 1, and I rolled 1 for it. One defense for it already. I think with this card, because it says d6 hits, I think you actually draw these before you roll your defense. Because then I think Joseph would if he rolled a 5, he would get 5 defense rolls against this. Because each is worth 8 damage. But he failed that, so... okay, so that's going to be 8 points of damage. We'll put that there. And then the other one is Terror Shot. The shot does no damage but causes 2d6 horror hits. Okay. So 2d6 horror hits. So it does 10 horror hits. Jeez. Alright. Okay. Willpower saves. Okay. Well, that's good. So 3 sanity damage. Okay, and then he needs 8 armor saves. Excuse me. And blocks 2. So that's 6 points of damage, which I will not use his reroll for the armor, because I'm waiting for his big shot, which is right here. So normally he's 3. So he gets 7. Now sorry, that was just for his fastest dead in the West. Now he gets the gunslinger has 7 regular 6-shooter shots. Ooh, lots of 1s. Wow, look at that. I guess that makes up for his middle one. All right, so 3. So 3 defense rolls. Blocks 1. You know what? I'll take them because there's just 6. It's just 6 wounds. In fact, I think I'm going to save my armor reroll for the Outlaws. That's good though. Only 2, so it takes 2 wounds. So Joseph came off pretty lightly. He did pretty well. He is at 15 wounds though, which kind of sucks. Sorry, 20 wounds. Because he had all those. Okay. Or no, he was at 15. I don't know why I added an extra 5. He's at 15 wounds. Joseph's turn. So Joseph first takes 2 terror from the gunslinger, and then the cold stare is another peril dice. But horror... Oh, it's just terror, yeah, so it's the same. It's going to be the same thing. So 5, 6, 7. This may go insane. Of course, not if he rolls willpower saves like that. So he takes 1. Which is good. And then also he takes 1 horror hit from each of these from being on the same map tile as the Undead Outlaws. Sorry about that. So that's 2 more. Still could be worse. Alright, and then Joseph will move. So we'll kind of stay there, I guess. So the question is, do I kill the Undead Outlaws before they get to go, or do I kill the Undead Gunslinger? I think I need to kill the Outlaws before they get to move, before they get to react. So let's do this. Shooting. Not horrible, but could be a lot better. Now there's 3 dice. No 6s though. I do have max grit, so I am going to use a grit to re-roll all these. 2 hits. So skill, and there's a hit. So a bunch of hits, but no 6s. Alright, that's not too bad though. Alright, I am in another world. So, Joseph is 1, and they are defensive 4. So Joseph has Darkstone Bullets is 1, his skill adds 2, and his Authority of Otar is 1 more. So that's going to make 4. So these are all even up, and they are 13 hit points each. So we'll roll. Basically, I need to do 13 points of damage. So we'll roll 3 dice against this fellow. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. That's enough to kill him. Let's heal a sanity. Okay, next guy. If I can get it in the box. 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10, 11. We will use his Void Assembly. That's enough to kill him. So use the red, we'll say the red gun Void Assembly, so he's still got the one for the blue. And that's enough to take out 2 of them. Which is good. Alright, and then the Undead Outlaws. So he's just going to go 1. Sure, he can see him there. He's going to step his 1 forward, because again, they're shootout. So he will take his shot. He has 6. 7, 8. 8 dice. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, just got lucky again. Okay, and the 6 plus is plus 3 damage. So let's we'll make that separate. Let's do his defense. Ooh, blocks those. So it didn't block the one that's doing the 6 points of damage. But that's okay, Joseph. Joseph will take that. Excuse me. Armor. Block, 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 block. And he gets his reroll because he hasn't used it. Block, so he takes nothing from it. Woo! Luck of everything there. He does still have to deal with the Gunslinger again next turn. Speaking of which, let's hold back the darkness. 7 will fail. That pushes it up 1 more to a darkness card, which says Screams of the Damned. Each hero takes 3 horror hits and then rolls for each side bag token. You know what, before I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and use his use the whiskey to heal 2 sanity. Excuse me. Just because. Alright. So 3 horror hits. Block, block, so he takes 1. And then he has to roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, it is stolen. So, bandages. Fine. Herbs. Fine. Tequila. Stolen. That's unfortunate. Tonic. Fine. Oh, and he used his whiskey. Okay, losing tequila sucked. But he does have his healing stone. Alright, that was the darkness card. Now swing back to the darkness. So the gunslinger is going to shoot. So he gets a peril dice. So he gets 4 shots. Basically for his assault ability. Wow, look at that. I'm rolling horribly for them. 1 hit. Not a dead man shot. So Joseph uses his defense and dodges it. Alright, then 7 shots from the dead man's 6-shooter. Wow, look at all those 6s. Okay. This is going to be interesting. So that's 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are only 6 cards in this dead man shot pile. So let's see what we got. We have a cursed bullet. The defense roll has failed. This shot causes 3 damage and 3 corruption. The Devil's Calling shot does 12 damage and ignores armor, but you still get defense. Grip of Death shot does d6 damage, ignoring defense, and the target's -1 initiative for their next activation. Or -2 if the keyword is law, outlaw, or holy. Terror Shot, so it does horror hits but no damage. And Revenge from the Grave does 3 damage, ignoring defense to the target as well as adjacent. So it doesn't do the rapid fire, which is actually kind of good because rapid fire's pretty nasty there. All right. Well, Joseph does have a revice, but he has a lot of grit. So I think I'm going to use his healing stone right now. Before I do any of this, let's get rid of some of these wounds. He's got 15 wounds. So a 5. Well, that's not great. Actually, I don't know that I'll take all wounds. Let's take all 4 sanity and 1 wound. And then let's use his other herbs. Justin's got money. He can fill up his bags again. So that's a 6 wounds that he can take off. Leaves him down to 8. You know what? Let's go ahead and use the bandages to get 6 more. Alright, Joseph's almost fully healed up. He's got 2 wounds. That should allow him to solve this, wear through this. Alright, so let's start with, he gets a defense roll against that. Okay, so that fails. So he's definitely taking damage from this. So the Curse Bullet, actually I should, so these are all going to be, actually I'm going to say, because I have grit, I'm going to say they're all, again, as usual, what I normally do is I'm going to roll these separately, but they're all going to be considered one roll, because I don't have different dice, and I need to make sure we keep this on the level and everything. So none of these actually do multiple, this does multiple hits, and there are horror hits. So that actually can be done separate. So 2d6 horror hits, so it does 7 horror hits, so you get 7 willpower saves. These can be rolled, that's not a big deal. 1, 2, makes 3, so he's going to take 4 points of sanity damage. Okay, and that deals with that. Okay, so put that there. All right, so defense for the Cursed Bullet. Blocks it. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Devil's Calling. Is not blocked. Okay. Grip of Death. Ignores defense. So that's going to hit him. And his next activation is, so he's actually going to, that outlaw is going to go before him. The Revenge from the Grave ignores defense as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spend a grit to try to reroll defense against these. So this is the 12 damage and the 3 damage. Doesn't do either one. Okay, so 12 damage. So and then the basic 3. So these will all be armor. And then I have the damage for these as well to roll. And then obviously armor saves as well. So, block. Oh wait, the 12 damage ignores armor. Hold on. Let's review that. Just realized the 12 damage ignores armor. So, I get D6 damage for this. 3 damage for this, and 3 damage for the other one. So these are all the armor saves. And then we'll let his armor reroll these. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be 7 points of damage that Joseph takes. Okay. And that does that. All right, and then he takes 12. So 21 wounds. And Joseph's -1 initiative for their next activation, or -2 initiative for the next activation. It doesn't matter, -1, -2. -1 puts him at 3, which allows the Undead Outlaw to go before him anyway. Boy, those dead men shots. All those 6s. So, this Undead Outlaw gets to go. So he has 6, 7, 8 dice. Rolling to hit. Okay. Hitting on 3s, so that's again a fair number of 6s, but there's a hit. So let's make that that'll be the blue. So Joseph gets to roll his defense. But each hit automatically does 1 wound, so that's 4 wounds that Joseph takes. I don't think I did that for last round, but that's fine. 10, 15, 20, 25 of his 33. And Joseph has 8 bandages left. Or did I use the bandages? I think I used the bandages, so. Alright, Joseph's defense. Oops. Blocks 1. We'll spend a grit. Doesn't block any. Okay. So each of these is 6 damage. So 12 and 3, so 15. Armor saves. Armor. We will spend a grit. So that was his last grit. Block. Good. So 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 of 33. It is now Joseph's turn. So Joseph's going to take a peril dice. So 6 plus 2 horror hits for him. So 8 horror hits for the gunslinger. There's going to be 3 more sanity. And then he needs to take take 1 for the Undead Outlaw. Bounces, or he resists. Alright. Joseph's going to use his badge, his eye patch to get his max grit of 4 back here. Okay. There's some nice shooting. With lots of 6s. I'm going to go ahead. You know, I'm hedging my bets. I'm going to use a grit to reroll both of these, just in case I get something like that. So skill lets him reroll both. Boom, Bandolier lets him reroll this. Nope, still misses. Now blue still has his Void Assembly. So let's just go ahead and shoot here. Again, I think I want to try to kill him before he gets to shoot next turn, although obviously the Gunslinger is going to be the more dangerous opponent. Oh, but I get extra dice. I need to apply my extra dice. So 2 reds, 2 blues. Yep, gotta remember that. Alright, so let's save the blues. Let's save the blues for the Undead Gunslinger. So let's start with this. So we're even up. I need 13 to kill the Undead Outlaw. So 3 dice, hoping for 13 or more. And I get a 12. Well, we'll add 1 more red die to kill him. Alright, now the rest of these apply to the Undead Gunslinger. Now, the Undead Gunslinger can't take more than 3 wounds from a single hit. He's got 21 wounds. So let's see what we get. Can I kill him? 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, if I have 7 dice at a maximum of 3, that's 21. So if all of these can do 3 or more wounds, I can kill him in one desperate volley here. So let's go with... Yep, we'll just roll them all. Again, he's a defense of 4, and I'm a 4, so it's even up. Oh, just we need to roll for movement. Okay, he's fine. Okay. So they're all even up, and they're all 3 or more. Didn't even need to use a grit. Bam, 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 bam. And the Undead Gunslinger is down. And Joseph, that was surprisingly lucky. Joseph had they were rolling really poorly to hit. Joseph, I mean, he's really close to needing to reuse Revive. He's out of all of his healing options and everything. And certainly them missing a lot. That second round, especially. There you go, though. That is this mission. Joseph succeeded in taking out the Undead Gunslinger, saved the day, went back and got the bounty. So we do need to check for his guns, corruption. That's about the I should take that back. I guess he can catch his breath for 3. I guess I'll take wounds since he's so close to going out, just in case something happens. I don't know what would, but he gets a loot card, which is a gear card because he's in the other world. Of course it is. And the gear he gets is Rawhide Chaps. +1 health, +1 move, frontier only. Joseph can't use it. It's a weight. You know, heck, he can sell it for 250. That's not a big deal. Alright, so now, Joseph. Sorry, that was the end of that. So let's see how many corruption hits he takes. So he takes 3 corruption hits. He attempts to resist. If I can get in the box. So he takes 2 points of corruption, which sucks. Actually, he has a grit left, so let's re-roll those 2. He takes no corruption. Forgot he had grit left, and you can grit those as our willpower saves. Well, there you have it. Joseph survives. Thanks for watching. Again, I apologize this is so late. My being sick for the past 4 days or so, 5 days or so. It's just been, it was pretty rough. But catching up, and I will have, I do have plans to get the town episode at normal time, normal day, Thursday or Friday at the end of this week. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later this week. Bye.